the market woman does not understand per capita infrastructural deficit. 1 trillion, 2 trillion. Don't even understand.
It is what comes to the table.
What they understand is that the price of ugu in the market is naira and now 300 naira. What they understand is a cup of curry was 20 naira before, now it's 200 naira. That's the only thing they understand. So until we come to a point where the economy has become stable, where the only way they can feel the impact of governance when they are able to buy things at a moderate price, right? If you look at it critically, typical Nigerians, most of their, if that's why I'm even worried about the budget, because most Nigerians spend the greater amount of their income on just feeding. So, and Nigeria is looking at generating income from other sectors. So, most Nigerians would rather want to be chemists or buy abu from that woman, the woman that sells abu on the head, than go to the hospital and pay 100,000, pay 50,000 naira, and pay 50,000 naira for malaria, or pay even as much as or as small as 5,000 naira for malaria treatment. They would rather buy abu for 500 naira from that woman.
Yes.
And government is expecting to generate income from health.
Yes.
How?
Yeah.
Now, let's also look at it from this other angle. How will this, as at the time government made this projection, dollar was 1,150 naira in the parallel market, and they are making projection. Do not forget, this is going to be a full cycle budget, which means the implementation starts.
It's a full cycle budget.
Unlike
Unlike before.
Yes, it should start from January. So if it's going to start from January, we are just barely 5 weeks away from the full cycle budget. And as at now, dollar is about 1,000 plus. And government is telling us by January, because that's what it means by
exactly.
that by January, dollar is going to 750 naira per dollar. How? What variables they consider? What economic variables they
That's why Ruwan is talking about insincerity, trust deficit.
Not forget the volatility of the
FX market. Exactly.
Do you understand?
And then the fact that we need to encourage agriculture. We have not seen much about that in budget. That's why the man is saying that this is a budget, this is an economy of figures and numbers without any reality in terms of what is on ground, in terms of pricing of food commodities, in terms of the microeconomic, specifications that are very favorable to the economy, both micro and macro. So one area that we can generate proper economy and develop the economy is through a productive process, especially in agriculture, the agricultural value chain. Government is not being sincere about it, talking about giving inputs to farmers in the north and all that. A lot of people are forgetting that one of the major problems we have in agriculture in Nigeria is insecurity.
That's right.
Now, because most people cannot go to farm. In Zamfara, in most of the areas in the northwest, people cannot, even right here, farmers can't go to farm. They're afraid of militant camps, cultist camps and all that. So a lot is happening, and growing the economy to ensure that prices of commodities drop, because when there's more productivity, it's forces of demand and supply. When the supply is not there, supply cannot be there because of low productivity.
Right.
You don't have ease of doing business. Already the budget for infrastructure is so low because it's tied to borrowing. And ease of doing business is tied to good roads, and proper institutional development and all that. So I think that what Ruwan is talking about in terms of insincerity is realistic.
Sir, if I may say, what you just explained reminded me of something. Let's look at the locally grown rice. Because right now we have foreign rice and we have local rice.
Yes.
The question is, can the average Nigerian afford a bag of local rice? Do you know that the cost of
production is very high.
Is higher than the salary, the minimum wage.
Yes.
Right now in the country.
60,000 naira.
A bag. A bag. Higher than minimum wage.
Exactly.
So now we are talking about doing more of local production. Beans locally grown in this country. We are talking of local production. The question is, even at the local production level, what the cost of production. Do not forget again that government, in one of them, when they were legislating the budget, they also talked about one of the ways they also intend to generate revenue was tax as well.
Yes.
So I'm like, Nigerians are heavily taxed. We are talking of tax.
It's the ease of doing business.
So now, how? Because SMEs are seriously, their business are coming to a crunch because of the volatility of dollar, double taxation, right? No,
insecurity.
Now, let's even look at power. How do you run a business in this country without power? How much did the government allocate to power? It's little or nothing.
So these are the variables that Ruan is talking about. And in terms of sincerity, that if you want to be sincere without dropping figures and numbers, you have to into the real economy, micro and macro,
yes,
and see how you can create the right environment for productivity. If you want to grow the GDP, it's not by dropping figures.
The problem we've always had, and it has continued. I'm disappointed that it continued.
Yes.
I felt that the Tinubu administration would have come with a different tactics, with a different way of looking at things. We've always been more political than being realistic.
Yes.
We want to sound bushy. We want to sound
Academic.
like we're academically, yes, very academic. We're better. Better than the last administration.
Yes.
You know, we heap all the blames on the last administration. Tinubu inherited a very sketchy, rumpled economy. Let's not take that away from him. And then, in order not to be overly critical, we were at the edge.
Yes.
We were sitting on a keg of gunpowder when it comes to the economy. And then I had expected that Tinubu would have cut down on the cost of governance, mop up some nairas and kobo from this part,
yes,
because a foreign investment was not achievable at the time that he came in because of
direct foreign investment.
Yes, direct foreign investment. Even domestic investment was not coming. So I had expected that we'll cut down on the cost of governance and then made some NDAs, make sure that the micro and the medium, that's the small and medium SMEs are empowered.